by the developer as per the customer requirement. So when I say the customer requirement, there can be n number of customer requirements. Like uh, a customer wants the application to be getting installed in a silent mode. First of all, is the silent mode. We have to make the application installation in a silent mode. The other thing, the application, when it is going to get it installed in a silent mode, it should be a bulk installation to thousands of users or maybe more than that. The other thing, the requirement can be that doesn't want to have a desktop shortcut, or maybe he wants to design an application in such a way that he wants to copy some file wherever it is getting installed. What application packaging does, when you're going to install any source binaries, any setup file, or we call it as an installer, it installs a group of folders, it installs a group of files, registries and shortcuts in our system. So this many things gets installed and then only you would be able to use the application. So once the application install all this, you will launch the shortcut and thus you would be able to use the application. So with the help of the shortcut is called as a entry point to an application. So once the shortcut is going to be launched, you would be able to use that application. So this thing, just take an example of, instead of an IT person who is going to walk to every desk to click on the next, finish, we are just entering the license key and the packager, like us, if you are going to be a packager, you're going to create a silent version of that software and that is going to install in the background. So at a time, thousands of users can get that application. For an example, you just used the Zoom application to join this session. So this application in an organization, we are going to package it. We are going to make it available to all the users. As of now, for an example, 15 or 20 candidates have joined this session. Everybody would have installed the Zoom, or either they would be using the web version, but they would have gone to that, either they would have gone to the Play Store in the mobile to download it, or in the system they have would have downloaded that file and then downloaded that Zoom file and then they would have installed that application and then they would have joined this session. So every 20 users would have given the effort to use this to have this session. So if there is an organization and 20 of users like this wants to have an application, so packager is going to package that application, and for all that 20 users, they don't have to do anything and they are going to get that application by itself. So it's just that the packager in the background, they will be packaging it, they will be deploying it in a silent mode, and once they just log into the system and they will have that application. So it's an automation at the end. You did not did anything and you have your application available. So like that, there are thousands of such applications which we package it. I just gave an example of Zoom. We have a Chrome also. Even if you would have used the web version, you would have gone to Chrome and then you would have used this link to join the session. So Chrome also is one of the application. So like that, there are thousands of applications which are available in the organization which we package as a packager. Now, the other question comes, why is it needed? So, for an example, there is a large company with 5,000 employees. So, manual installation is impossible. How you are going to, like, every 5,000 employees will not have the technical knowledge to install all the applications. Maybe the simple applications like Chrome you can do it, or other applications you can do it, but all the applications you would not be able to do it because first of all it requires an admin rights when you are going to install that application. Every application doesn't get installed normally in a personal system or in your mobile. You would be able to download it because that is your thing. But when you're going to install any application in the organization, that requires an admin rights, and every user who is working in an organization doesn't have an admin rights. So it is not possible to install a single application to 5,000 or 10,000 employees. So at the end, automation comes, which is a silent install. So it allows software to be pushed to the computers overnight. The customer or the user arrives in the morning and they see that the app is already available to them. So that is what is automation. It is already an automated process. Whatever we are doing as an application packaging, it is an automated process. The other thing is standardization. So it ensures that every employee has the same exact version of that application along with the same settings and the security configurations. So whatever the 5,000 employees are there, everybody is having the same version of that application. So for an example, Google Chrome version, I am having a Google Chrome version 1, then other users are also going to have the same version. Along with that, we are going to have the same settings and same security configurations. Thus, it is not going to pose a security threat if we have the security configurations also available. Other than that, we have a conflict prevention. So some apps they conflict with other applications. So if you are not going to package it in a proper way, like if the packagers are not there, who is going to package this thing? So obviously the application will conflict. Means conflict means maybe two applications are going to have the same set of files. So it is going to conflict and it is going to pose a security threat, or maybe the application will not work. So this all work will be carried out by a application packager. Now the other question is it a good career? So first of all, any any candidates or any users who is a fresher or working as a service desk or a customer support, desktop support, any application packager who is having a 1 or 2 years of experience and they do not have much experience of application packaging, the person who is working as a SCCM deployment or SCCM administrator, the person who is working as an Intune administrator or an Intune deployment, Office 365, the person who is working in Office 365, or any non-technical person who is working as a service management, change management, incident management, all such persons can do application packaging, can enroll to this training, learn about the application packaging, and they can go ahead with application packaging career. Because as long as company is going to use the Windows, it need to manage thousand of devices, and application packages will be always in high demand because obviously we are working on Windows and Windows is not going to go. So it will be always in a high demand. It is specialized niche with end user computing that often pays better than general system administrator. So if somebody asks me what is the salary range in India if somebody is going to work as an application packager. So if it is 0 to 2 years, then the salary range is around 6 to 10 lakhs. If it is 3 to 5 years, it is around 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs around. Then 5 to 10 years, it is 15 lakhs to 22 lakhs. And if it is 10 plus years, then 22 lakhs up to 48 lakhs. So this is something which I'm telling you about the salary which ranges in India. This is the salary range. Even what I have observed that a person who is having a very good experience in application packaging, along with that, if they have an add-in experience like SCCM engineer or an Intune engineer, they get a very good salary and it is very high in demand. you can just see through the Naukri or you can just see through the LinkedIn, you would just find that there are a lot of jobs for application packaging. It's just that you should be a very good packager. Along with that, you should have a add-in experience of Intune. Even if you have an add-in experience of Intune deployment and SCCM deployment also, you would be getting paid with a very good salary. Kudal, whatever the question you have, I will be clearing every doubts once the session is completed. So just allow me to complete, and then I would be explaining whatever the doubts you people will have. I will be clearing everything. Now I will tell you key drivers of higher pay. So as I said, how you can get a higher pay if you are going to have be a application packager. So, to reach the higher end of this salary bracket, certain skill act as a major multipliers. So, how you can multiply it? So, we know that now the organizations are moving to the cloud. So thus, we have already moved to the Intune. So Intune is the way through which we can deploy the application through the 2000 of users using a cloud tool. So it is like before we used to have an SCCM. Now few organization have SCCM and few organization have been already to move, which is a complete cloud. So if you are going to have a like also a Intune experience with an Intune deployment, you can generally earn more than 15 to 20% of salary being an application packager. Other than that, with respect to the scripting, before we used to have batch scripting, VB scripting, and PowerShell. This was the three scripting which we used to do in application packaging. As of now, VB script, Microsoft has announced that it will be getting means like decommission by 2026 April. So this has been already announced. So mostly by 2026 VB script is going to get decommissioned, and because of that, either the organization has started with the migration. So when I say migration, means that we are going to move from the VB script to PSADT. Now, what is PSADT? So if you are going to see the jobs in Naukri or LinkedIn, you would see this key term, which is the PSADT. PSADT stands for PowerShell Application Deployment Toolkit. So this PSCDT stands for PowerShell Application Deployment Toolkit. So this is a toolkit which helps to deploy the easy way PSCDT script UI mode. Like when we used to do via VB script and batch scripting, to notify the users for the installation, because every application we cannot package in a silent, we can package all the application in a silent mode, but some applications just require a notification to the customer in the beginning. Rest of the thing will be a silent mode, just to notify the customer that this application is going to get it installed. Maybe for an example, you are going to deploy Adobe Acrobat Reader application. So Adobe Acrobat Reader application comes with the PDF and all that. So maybe at that time the user is using something in the PDF. Maybe he's creating the PDF, or maybe he is seeing that PDF and he's doing some work. And if you do something in a silent mode, obviously his work will be lost, because we work in a 24/7. So if you are working in a 24/7, even if you are going to do something in a night, maybe somebody is there in the night shift and he's doing some work. And if we silently do the removal of the older version and installation of the newer version, his work will be lost. For such applications which are important, maybe the users are using, then we give a notification to the customer that this application is going to get installed in a silent mode, and you are going to get the notification that updation of the application will get installed. For an example, Adobe Acrobat version 1.0 and otherwise his work will be lost. it will come to the customer with an option. It will come Sorry for that, guys. Okay, so then only the upgrade of that application will go ahead. Now, the other scenario is you can also get a scenario wherein we have to give a deferral option. Like, how do you snooze your clock button? For an example, you give that the clock should ring at this particular time. In the same way, we can give a deferral option to the customer. For an example, the customer is working and he doesn't want to close that program. So he can click on the defer options if you have given the Sorry for that, guys. So I was saying that how do you snooze the clock button? Same way you can defer that application. How many times of deferral you want? Maybe three times, four times. Like that, it will be notifying to the customer. So for an example, that application installer came for the installation, user clicked on defer. You have given three times. User clicked on defer, it will get deferred. The application will not close and user would be able to use it. Once the policy is updated from the background, again the second time deferral will come. Again, if the user will come, again the third time deferral will come. So three, two, one. After third time, the deferral option will not come. It will automatically close that application which user will be using and it will go ahead with the upgradation of the application. So these are the several ways through which you can notify to the customer. So all these are possible via the PSADT, which is the PowerShell Application Deployment Toolkit. Now, with respect to the market trends, we are going to talk about. So with respect to the market trends, we have observed that there is a hybrid roles also. So we have observed that being an application packaging, it's also merged with an endpoint management. So if you can both do it, like package the application, manage the deployment via Intune or SCCM or via any other tool, like we have Bitfix also, then you can become much more valuable and you will be getting called as a endpoint engineer. So we have also seen for the gender pay gap. So we have seen the data of 2025, which says that if a woman who is working as an application packaging, they get approx a premium 15 to 20% of higher salary because firms push for the diverse technical leadership. So we have observed that obviously the females who are going to work as an application packaging as compared to the other technology or the market trends, they're going to get a 15 to 20% of higher salary for the application packager. So if you learn application packaging plus Intune or an SCCM plus PowerShell, you will not be called as a just a packager, but you will be called as an endpoint engineer, a role which is very highly stable and very well paid. Need in the future. If somebody asks that, will AI will not replace application packaging, right? The question comes as of now because we have seen everywhere it is AI, artificial intelligence. So if we talk about the need in future, application packaging is not going to be replaced via AI. Why? Because there are many such applications which requires a packager to test it because there will be a security threats and a lot of things will be there. So thus application packaging would be never getting removed via any AI. So we have some business critical apps like you can say that via Intune we have normal applications already available like we have a Zoom or other applications, but business critical apps which is mainly developed by the companies itself. So large companies have messy internet internal apps for banking, healthcare, or engineering. These apps often have hidden dependencies and old code that AI cannot solve it. So human packages are needed to fix what then automation installation cannot handle. Thus, it will be never getting replaced by AI. So we say that the like while some basic packaging tasks we know are getting automated by the AI and the third party vendors, but the requirement for skilled packages in large enterprises is increasing due to the complexity of modern zero trust environments. So what is this zero trust environment is something that we are going to shift from bundling to security because if you are going to install that application from an unauthorized site, obviously it is going to pose a security threat to your system. So it is going to obviously have a security risk. So just to make it more secure, we require an application packager because that application is going to get controls. Now companies are moving toward allow lists like Windows Defender application control. So Windows Defender tells us that this application is posing a security threat. So that is not nothing it cannot be automated. You have to, being a packager, you have to see that which application is posing a security threat. So in that case, we have to update the application with an updated version. So an app which won't run unless it is properly packaged and digitally signed by the IT team. It needs a package who has packager who are needed to re-engineering that installer so that they can run without giving the user administrator right, which is a major requirement for insurance and security audits. And we know that as an organizations, so many organizations have moved away from the on-premises servers, which is SCCM, to the cloud, which is a Microsoft Intune. So the need is going to be little getting changes, but yes, we have to test that application. We have to create that Intune Win file, and then only that application is going to go ahead with the deployment. So being an application packager, first we have to create an application, and then it is going to go for the deployment via SCCM or via Intune. So if you are going to package the application via Intune also, it is the application who is being created by the application packager. We create the Intune bin file and we pass it to the Intune engineer and then they do the deployment. In few organizations, we have a separate team of SCCM deployment and an Intune deployment. And in few organizations, it is a merge. Like being a packager, we are going to itself do the packaging. We are going to do the deployment also. Then we will be involved, getting involved for the pilot and the production deployment. Like beginning from the starting to the delivering the application to all those customers who are requiring that application, it will be a role of us. So being an application packager, we are also working as an endpoint engineer and thus we are going to do the deployment also. And with respect to, if we talk about the Intune, now whoever who is working in the Intune, they will say that we have few applications available in Intune. Yes, it's true. Few applications are available, but the business critical applications are not available that we have to package. Being a packager, we have to package, we have to create an Intune Win file. And if we are the only responsible person to do the Intune deployment, so we only have to do the Intune deployment and give it to the customer. If there is a separate Intune team in that organization, then in that case, we will be delivering that application to the Intune team and they will be creating that Intune Win and they are going to do the deployment. But if you see the market trends and the requirements in the with respect to the job of the application packager, 80% of the organizations are requiring a person who knows application packaging also and who knows the deployment also. So if you are an SCCM person or an Intune person, having an experience in application packaging is a win-win for them because they are going to get a very good salary and it will be always high in demand. So this is all about the application packaging. So if you are going to join us for the application packaging, our content are of two types. One is the basic content, another is the advanced content. So let me show you the content also. Is this you guys? I think. Okay. So this is the basic content and the advanced. In the application packaging, we cover how you are going to find the silent installation. Is my screen visible to you guys? Okay, I think it's visible now. Okay. So in the basic, we have first executable files, how you're going to package exe application, how you're going to find the silent installation, and then how you're going to go ahead with the scripting thing. Then the other is MSI architecture and tables and cabinet files. So what is an MSI? MSI is a Microsoft Windows installer. So how you're going to package the MSI application? So we are going to cover three types of source file: exe, MSI, and the loose files. So MSI architecture, there are few architecture of MSI. A lot of things we have to learn about MSI. Then in MSI we have a tables, we have a cabinet files. Then there are few topics which are mostly related to MSI, like we have an environment variables, upgrade and upgrade table, transforms, active setup and self-healing and shortcuts, Windows installer properties, registry and registry table, and then services. So this many theory part is there for an MSI. Once this theory part is completed, then we go ahead with the MSI creation with the tool. So we cover the Admin Studio tool, which is Install Shield, and then we cover the Orca. So these are the two tools we are going to cover it for an MSI. After this, we are going to cover the theory part of Microsoft AVI. We are not going to cover the practical, only the theory part. The reason being, in April 2026, AVI is going to get decommissioned. So, if you are going to enroll by this month, then we are going to have an AVI covered till January. After January, we are going to remove this part from our content because AVI would not be required. And then obviously we will be adding something extra here with respect to script we will add or something we will modify it. Then with respect to the script, we have VBS, batch scripting, PowerShell application deployment toolkit. So these are the few applications which we are scripting, which we are going to cover. Then we cover the Intune Win file creation. So in my training, we are not going to cover the Intune deployment, but yes, how to create an Intune Win file and what in all are the detection methods which you give when you are going to create the Intune deployment. All that I will be explaining you. Tools which we are going to discuss in Admin Studio, Install Shield, Repackager, PSADT. This is in the basic. Then we will have the practice test and interview questions. In the practical, we are going to cover at least four applications in the basic. If you are going to go with an advanced, just the difference between the basic and advanced is in the basic, we are going to cover four applications via PSADT. In advanced, we are going to cover 10 applications. And all that 10 applications which I am going to cover via PSADT, all will be of different types. It is not going to be like same. Every 10 applications will have a different way of getting installed. So rest the topics are same. So if we go via complex packages and in the advanced, we are not going to cover the VB script because again the VB script is going. But if somebody is interested to go ahead with the VBS, we are going to give them the training also with respect to the VBS if the person is interested. Just that in the case of 10 applications, we are going to cover 8 applications. Only that is the difference. So with respect to the VB script, we are going to cover huge size application with the PSADT, then active setup application. So this is one of the term, one of the way through which we create an active setup. So it comes as a complex application only. So active setup application with PSADT scripting, then driver packages, user context applications, then URL related applications and the loose file packages. Along with that, one exe application with PSADT, one MSI application with PSADT. So overall, we will be covering 10 applications. So 8 will be a part of PSADT and 2 will be part of batch scripting. So if somebody would be like, if they want that, okay, I want to get a knowledge about this application. If somebody says that in the trading, maybe he's doing the packaging and he wants to know about that application. This is going to give me the setup file or the link to download that file. We can also explain that also by packaging that application. So it is completely your way that if you want to take a help for any other application, we are going to help you with that also. Along with that, when you are going to do the application packaging, what and all we will be doing it. So I have a presentation which is of 100 plus pages. So once that training is completed, I will be sharing that presentation. So that presentation will have all these topics which I have just told you. It's going to have all that topics. Along with that, it is also going to have an interview questions at the end. I'll just show you. So this is my presentation where you can see all the topics which is covered. And along with that, at the end, we have an interview questions. So 50 interview questions are there, and then we have multiple choice questions which we ask the candidate to solve by themselves, and it has the answers also at the end. We have an answers also. So this is the presentation which I will be sharing. All the theory parts which are there, along with the practical thing, the screenshot of the tools and everything is there in this presentation. So once the training is completed, we will be sharing this presentation. Then there are few other important documents. One is the complexity document. So our application is classified into three types: simple, medium, and complex. So how you're going to categorize that which is simple, which is medium, and which is complex. So that document we'll be sharing. We will be sharing the QA document. So what is QA document? QA is quality assurance document. So if you are going to do the packaging, somebody in the team of yours who is a senior person, he will be testing your application. That is called a QA document where they have to fill. So basically, they are going to test the quality of your application. We call it as quality testing or quality assurance. So either they will be a QA team, or we say peer-to-peer review, wherein the other person in your team will be testing your application, and then only it goes for delivering it to the customer. Then we have a PRF, which is a package request form. So this form will be filled by the customers, because being a packager, you would not be knowing functionality of every application. So that will be filled by the customer who would require that application. So that will have every steps along with the screenshot, that how the application should get installed, what and all the configurations are required. Maybe that application is licensed, so what is the license code? So many things will be there in that PRF. So these three documents, I will be explaining it to you guys. And once the training is completed, I will be giving it to you. So total four documents. One is the presentation, QA document, complexity document, and the PRF. So these four documents we will be sharing. Along with that, whatever the scripting, as I said, if you are going to take an advance, we are going to give cover 10 scripts. All that 10 scripts I will be giving it to you, so that you can create your own practical lab and you can test that application. Along with that, with respect to the tool, we will be giving you the link so that you can have a application installed in your machine. So Orca is a completely free tool, which we are going to cover in advance. With respect to the Admin Studio, it is a licensed tool. So we can download the 14 days of free trial where you can do everything. And after, like if you, after 14 days, if you still want to use it, you can create your test lab and you can use that application. So that link also I will be giving it to you so that you can download and you can create the applications. And along with that, whenever I'm going to have a session with you guys, I create a text file, like as per the day basis. So if I show you, this is for the October batch. So we create the day text file, whatever the topics I would have covered on day one, day two, like that. And this topics, this text file, I will be giving you that day itself. So this is the overall thing which I will be covering as a part of application packaging. Now we will have the questions and doubts, whatever the queries and doubts you guys have it, just post it into the chat and we are going to have it. We are going to clear that doubts. Please go ahead with the question, guys. Duration of course, if you are going to take advanced, it is approx 20 to 22 hours. It may go ahead to 24 hours also. With respect to the basic, it is 18 to 20 hours. So 1 2 hours, obviously it can go up and down. So no problem with that. With respect to the number of days, it totally depends upon the candidates who are going to get enrolled. So maybe we have a batch of 5 people or a 10 people or 2 3 people, whatever. So mostly we start with 2 to 3 people in a batch. So maybe one day we are going to have a 1 hour of session. We are going to have a 2 hour of session someday. So totally depend like how much candidates are comfortable with, whether they want a 1 hour of session that day. Maybe I'm explaining some topics, and after 1 hour they find it that okay, it's too much for us for that day. So obviously I'm going to bind it up for that day and then I'm going to continue. So if I talk about whatever the batches I have delivered, some days I used to have a session of 2 hours, sometimes it's 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So between 1 hour to 2 hours. So whatever the 20 to 22 days, 22 hours goes on, maybe 10 days, 13 days, 15 days, mostly.
The customization can vary from application to application. For an example, uh, as per our organization, most of the organization standard, we don't provide a desktop shortcut to the users. We always remove it. So any simple thing also you are doing it, that is also called it as a customization. So removing a desktop shortcut. So excuse me. So if you see, there are many applications here which is pre-installed in my machine. So for an example, if I show you this Orca one, you can see this uninstall is there, this change is there, this repair is there. And if I show you this one, nothing is there. So removing all these three buttons, this is something which I have packaged. So all the buttons I have removed it. So there is a way to do it. So whatever such customization which we are doing, all that customization is called as application repackaging. So we can do many customization, and that is what we are going to learn it when we are going to learn about the application packaging. There are different terms which we are going to use it in our application packaging. Every terms I will be explaining you with the help of practical demo also, so that you people can correlate and you can understand that what this topic is doing. You people would have heard, but you people would have not worked. So that will be easier for you to understand. So my whole concept of this training is that you people can understand whatever I'm teaching. So I will provide you an example for everything so that you can correlate and you can easily understand.
Shreya, but what is the definition of application packaging? So if somebody asks us what is application packaging, so what we can explain them?
So if somebody is asking you what is application packaging, if you're giving an interview, so in that case you don't have to say that what we do is a repackaging, but you have to say customizing application as per the user requirements. Simple term, customizing application according to user requirements. You can also say that as an application packager, we provide a standard method to customize, to develop, to install, uninstall, repair, add, remove, and reinstall the application. So this is a whole part. Whatever I have explained, this is what we do it. We do the installation, we do the uninstallation, we repair the application, we reinstall it, we remove it also, and we develop and do the customization, whatever the user requirement is, as per the user requirement and the organization standard. There are few organization standard also through which we create our packages.
Okay, but this definition is something like with application repackaging, right? But the same thing we are doing in the repackaging.
So if somebody, like you have just said me this, so if somebody is taking interview and they says that, because as I said, we call it as application packaging, we don't call it as repackaging, but what we are doing it, that is repackaging. So if somebody is saying you, then you can explain in a term that we call it as repackaging. What developer is doing, like we have a three types of source file which developer gives. So what developer is creating that source file, either it is an exe file or an msi file or loose file, and that person is providing it to us, that is called as application packaging.
Okay, means
Okay, but
application packaging part mostly handled by the developer, right?
developer, yes,
Okay.
yes. See, like what happens, I'll just show you. Let me explain the source file. So for an example, first of all, we have three types of source file: exe file, we have msi file, we have loose files. Exe, we also called it as executable files, okay, or we called it as legacy installer. MSI, we called it as Microsoft Windows installer. And loose file is loose file only. We don't call anything. It will be always termed as loose files. So like somebody, like you're doing the packaging, whatever the customer, there is a document which customer will provide you. In that document, either the customer will provide you the link to download the application, or the customer or maybe you will have a location wherein all the customer will place the source file. Okay, so either it is an exe or msi or loose file, user will keep that particular source file in that location, and that location path he will be providing in that document. So anyway, it can be possible. So that source file, when I am like defining the term, that source file is something which is created by the developer. So for an example, it is this exe. So there are many exe I have kept here. So all this exe which is created, it is created by the developer. So he would have done many things inside it. So many, it is a, obviously when you're installing any application, it will be a combination of many things. So that is, we can say it wrap of the application. So he will provide you the link and you would be able to download it. That exe which developer has created, we are going to modify it with the help of the tool, like we have admin studio, install shield, repackager. So with the help of the tool, we have been customizing it, or we can see that redeveloping it. Just see this one. Can you see this? I'm just giving you the example. See here, the uninstall button is not there. I'll install the raw application and show you also. Uninstall button, as of now you can see it is not there. This application name also I have changed. It was initially, when I will install the raw application, it is filezilla client 3.491, en is not there. So just notice it now, and you can see in this particular box, nothing is there. Nothing is there in the sense, uh, let me take a screenshot and then I can compare it. So you people will understand what we are doing as a packager. So I'm just taking a screenshot. I will be uninstalling it and then I will be installing the raw package. Okay. Okay. So if you see, I have uninstalled the application. Now I'm going to install it. It's a very small application, so it doesn't take much time to install. So I have installed it. Just see and see the difference. I'm clicking on it and I'm showing you this also. Just compare and let me know what difference you people can see it. Yes,
Now we can see
wait,
the
wait.
uninstallation button, some links, URLs are there.
Yeah, you can see that this help link, support link, update information, in this particular screenshot it is not there. Uninstallation button is not there. If we call this as a display name, that is also not there. Only that is the difference. this is, we called it as a simple application, that is why much customization is not there. So whatever, this is something which we can say developer created it and developer has provided it to us. What we have done, that is a customization. What I have done for this application, I have removed this uninstall button, I have removed this display name, and I have removed this help link, support link, update information. Why this all is required, obviously we will be covering it later, but this is what we have done. So all this customization what we have done is called it as repackager. The
So, Shreya, if I understand you correctly, application packaging and repackaging are almost the same. The difference comes where in application packaging, developer do the customization, but when it comes to us, we do the repackaging as per the organization standard.
Yes, as per the organization standard, and the second thing, as per, if user also gives you some requirement, there can be many types of requirement. This is
Yeah,
the
yeah, I understand.
simplest application we have done, very simple application. Application is also segregated into three types that I will be explaining. So this is, we call it as a very simple application which we have done. Obviously we have created a script also for this, which I will be covering when I will be doing the script, because uh, whatever we have done, this changes, we do it manually first to check whether it is working or not. Once it is done manually, because it is an exe application, you have to write a script so that you can make it make it automated for every users whom you have deploying this application.
Okay.
So you people are doing deployment, right? What how many types of source file you have observed?
In my project, I observed EXE, MSI, and MSIX, but we don't use MSIX. It was until 2000, I guess, 22. But we are using EXE and MSI, especially EXE with the script PSADT.
Okay, loose files you people have not seen.
No, at
Okay,
least for my project.
for other two,
No.
have you people seen msi at least?
Yes, imsi.exe we have.
Huh. No, msi exe is the command, msi is the source file. So msix, which I think Aditya was saying or somebody was saying.
Yeah, me,
Huh.
Ajit.
So MSIX is a technology which was developed means like a few years before only, but it is not successful in the market. So it is a part of Microsoft only. MSIX, MSI, and MSIX. X stands for basically we also create a certificate to it, but though it is not successful in the market, and very less organizations are using it because it is not much successful, and that is the reason exe and msi I have been using. Even the loose files we have been using from the last 12 years, like starting of my career I have been using this only, and it has not gone from the market. Maybe in future they can do some changes in msix and make it improved, like we have an Intune deployment as of now, but still we can say that it is not that much successful, and due to which organizations are not using msix. So I'll show you the loose files. So exe you people saw how it works. I showed you the installation also, that how it installs for every exe. Obviously the installation is different, every application, understand that every application is different. You being a packager, you will not be able to know the functionality of all application. You obviously you would be knowing the few functionality, like notepad plus plus, we know why we use it, 7-zip we know why we do it, VLC we know why we do it, but there are many such applications, and it's okay, we cannot know the every functionality of the application. This is something which such applications are being used. There are many other stream type of application also, like books type of application, pharmacy is there, education is there, grocery is there. So when it comes as a functionality part, we say it we cannot test it. We can do the packaging, customer has to help us with the requirement, he has to give the document, and then we can do the packaging, but obviously we cannot know the functionality. Then I'll show you the msi also. So this is the msi application. So we have for VLC, we have Tableau, we have remote desktop. So these are few examples which I will be showing you guys. Then I will show you the loose files. I have one application. So loose file, we get very less request. It is like one or two you can get it in a year, something like that, or maybe you not, as you people say that you people have not seen also. So it is something, maybe your organization would be packaging it, but loose files we cannot deliver it to the customer. We wrap it up, we make it to the MSI, like convert the loose file to MSI, or via script we deploy it. There is a two way to do it. So this is the loose file. If I show you, so the loose file basically means that it will not have an exe or MSI to install an application. So this is a loose file. If I show, MSI is not there. See, MSI is not there. Yes, .exe is there, but that will not install an application. For an example, I install FileZilla. You can see the entry in ARP. But if I launch this application now, this is actually for launching the shortcut. You would not be able to see the application installed it here. So it is getting launched, but you will not be able to see it. Let it get launched. Yeah. So this application is something related to the PDF accessibility checker. So this is something that you would not be able to install that application. It is just that it is launching the shortcut. So there is a way to package such application so that we can make the entry available in ARP also. We will make the entry available in ARP. There will be no shortcut also for this application. Like for FileZilla, if you see it in the start menu, we have the shortcut. For this application, there is no shortcut. So manually, we have to create a shortcut. So this all customization which we are doing, as I said, there are different types of customization. So this all customization which we are doing it, that is called as application packaging.
So, Shreya, the loose file which you just showed to us, that was exe, but it was not creating ARP entry, neither a shortcut, right?
Actually, that exe is not installing an application, that exe is launching the shortcut. So
Just
whenever you
launching.
launch any application that will launch this. For an example, this is FileZilla. Okay, so let me show you.
Means yeah, it's a plug and play application.
Yeah, you can say it in that way.
आई हैव वन क्वेश्चन.
Hmm.
अगर मुझे किसी एप्लीकेशन को इंस्टॉलेशन अनइंस्टॉलेशन करना है एंड उसको मुझे अनइंस्टॉलेशन मीन्स ऐड रिमूव प्रोग्राम में वो अनइंस्टॉलेशन दिखे, बट वो
हाँ,
कहाँ पे इंस्टॉल हो रहा है, यूजर मीन्स यूजर को पता ना चले कहाँ पे वो इंस्टॉल हो रहा है, तो वैसा कर सकते हैं.
यूजर को ऐसे भी इतना नॉलेज नहीं होगा कि दे विल कम टू नो वेयर the application content is getting installed. He can
हाँ
view it in program file. Obviously he will have a visibility in program files or program files 86, but
हाँ.
we know that program data is hidden, and most of the user, they will not have a knowledge of program data. So you can make it in program data, but we have to see that the application functionality is not getting disrupted. Like for this
ओके.
loose files, we can make it in program data. Most of the application, like if by default, if it is getting installed in program files or program files 86, then do not change the directory. Okay, like I installed FileZilla, it when I was installing, it said that it is getting installed in C program files. Do not change it to program files 86, because it is going to disrupt the functionality. Yeah, the loose files, we know that it is a shortcut type of means like it is a loose file application, not creating a shortcut but launching an exe is triggering your launch of a shortcut. So in that case, you can package it in a program data just to make it hidden so that user doesn't see it. Or you can keep it in program files or program files 86 also, anywhere you can keep. You have to just check whether the uh, functionality is not getting disrupted and application is getting launched properly. That is the main objective which we do it when we package any application.
One question, Shreya.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll give you an example. If we want to create an exe, if we want to create an application which is exe, and that application will neither create ARP entry nor launch, it will just it will just add a registry key. So, is that an example of loose file?
Yes, we can say it.
Okay. Yeah.
There are applications shortcut type of application also we call it. We are just creating a shortcut in the desktop or in the start menu as per the user requirement. When you're going to launch that shortcut, either it is launching something in the browser, maybe some URL type of application wherein just you have to create a shortcut, and after launching the shortcut it will take you to the browser. So such type of request also comes. Maybe you will get a application like you have to launch the shortcut and it will open your application. Like for this only we are creating a shortcut, we are keeping the shortcut in the start menu, and because this shortcut is not there for this application, then you manually have to create a shortcut and you have to place it in the start menu. So there can be n number of requests. It can be a request like you have to create a script, like you people are doing patching and all. So maybe you just have to give a prompt to the requester saying that the patches are installed, please restart your system, like whatever the certain time of interval you can give, that please
Mhm.
restart as the patches are installed. So such type of small requirement also comes where you just have to give a prompt to the user.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
Shreya, kind of request on kind of application I have seen my project, which just create a shortcut on desktop. When we click on that icon, it will start the browser. It will
Yeah,
start
that's
the
what
link
I've
in the
explained.
browser. Yeah,
Yes,
like
yes.
a help desk request something else.
Yeah, like we fill our timesheet or something, like we do something related to our applications now, wherein we see our salary slip or something, so that will be something browser type of thing. So you can get a request that create a shortcut like payroll type of shortcut. You have to give, you have to give an icon, and that link, when you will click it, it will take to your page where you can see your salary slip.
Yeah.
So
So this kind of application that we can say this come through the loose file, right?
no, it will be not through a loose file. It will be one URL will be given, any URL which like such, if you have a payroll type of application, so that URL user will provide. We will call it as a shortcut type of application, or we can call it as URL type of application. So that will not come under a loose file,
Okay.
because loose files means files. What you are seeing it here, let me open it again. So what you are seeing it here, these are the loose files and folders. This all are combination of files. That URL will be only one. So you can call it URL related application, or you can call it shortcut related application. And such request only few organization works. Every organization doesn't work on such requests. Okay. Sorry. What's next? Loose file I have shown you. um okay, now I'll explain you guys first overview of package, like how it comes, how it goes, what and all we see, what and all we do. uh, that I'll explain. Before that,
Okay, so Shreya,
uh,
it means we are just looking the overview about the .exe, MSI, loose file,
yes,
and
yes,
all the
yes,
stuff, right?
I'll
Okay,
explain
so
one by one.
okay, okay,
Now if I'll explain, it will be little difficult. I have to first give you an overview what and all we do, and then I will be going in complete detail. Okay, so if I term it, we do two types of package. One is the physical, and we also call it as a conventional package. The other is a virtual package. So what is physical and what is virtual? So what we are doing, exe, msi, loose file, that is called as physical or conventional package. Why? Because it is getting physically installed in our system. We have many applications in our mobile devices, right? There are many such applications which we are using on a daily basis in our in our mobiles. So that is installed in your system, in your I can say in your mobile. So that is called as a physical apps, or we can say it conventional apps. Virtual packages are those packages which it is not installed in your system, but still you can use it. Still you can use it in the example. For an example, you have a virtual VMs, right? You have it in your virtual environment. It is not pre-configured in your system. It is just that you are taking an RDP and you are using it, but that doesn't exist in your system. That is not taking a space in your system. Space, obviously, as a part of VM it is taking, but that space, because your system is of 8 GB, again, like RAM is 8 GB, again your VM will be 8 GB. Maybe your system space is 512 GB, your VM can be also 512, but that 512 doesn't belong to your physical machine. So that is a virtual package. Another example, like we have a YouTube videos, right? So if you browse to that YouTube videos, you can see the videos, but you cannot download that videos. That you can see, you can download it, but obviously you have to take a help of another application to do it. What you are doing it, that is something, it is getting streamed from some of the server, and you are able to see the videos. Same way is the virtual packages. We have a virtual server from where it gets streamed to the user's machine, and then they would be able to use it. So that application is called as AppV application. If you would have heard, application virtualization. Application virtualization is a virtual package which is obviously it is going to get decommissioned in 2026. As per the expected date, it will be getting decommissioned in 2026. That is the reason most of the organizations have stopped using AppV also. They are not doing the AppV applications because it is going out of the market. But in my training, I will be giving you the theory overview of AppV, that what is AppV, so that at least you people are, if giving an interview, you people would be able to take out the interview. At least you should have knowledge what is AppV, even though it is going out of the market. So this AppV application is not getting installed in your system, but it will be in a virtual server. So it is neither going to like bloat your system with the files and registry or shortcuts. For an example, whenever you are installing any application, it is going to take a space in your system. If it is a physical, either it is installing a files or it is installing a number of registries or shortcuts, so it is obviously occupying a space. But virtual application doesn't occupy a space in your environment. It will be only one shortcut will be there, which through which you can use the application. So obviously there is an advantages and disadvantages also of virtual application, because like we have a YouTube we have a YouTube. If there is a any network or bandwidth issue, then obviously none of us would be able to use that application. Same way